Hello everyone, it is Foul Play here, and we are back for another Modern League. I sort of crashed and burned during my weekly matches, so I decided to cut it short, concede to my opponent, give them the free win, and then get into a new Modern League for the Friday. So we're going to be going through an entire league today, so if you've got nothing better to do and like watching all this content, great news for you. Alright, so this is a blue-white. This is the list I'm running at the moment. So with my land base, I'm currently running 8 fetch lands, 19 lands in total, 8 fetch lands. So 3 Flooded Strands, 1 Misty Rainforest, and 4 Windswept Heath. This Misty Rainforest optimally would probably be a Flooded Strand, but I'm saving my tickets for, for Force of Negations, and obviously, that's going to make a greater impact than Misty Rainforest getting efficiency swapped to a Flooded Strand will. I'm running the full 4 Hallowed Fountains, so that's the fetch land you get from... the shock land you get from your fetch lands. The full 4 Seachrome Coasts, 1 Plains and 1 Island. And then 1 Waterlogged Grove, and... Oh, and I did take the Horizon Canopy out, so I'm just on the 1 Waterlogged Grove. I think I found, in situations where I was attacking, maybe I wanted to draw a blue source. I want 2 blue sources up, so with 1 source I can play Curious Obsession or Arcane Flight, and with the other source I can hold up Stubborn Denial for my opponent's turn. So I've gone, like, super down on the white, or, like, only white tapping lands as a result of that. I did have a little bit of a thought, which was playing like the filter lands. So you can tap white to add double blue, double white, or blue white. Downsides of that would be the fact that I have to cast it, or I have to use both mana during my turn, which isn't necessarily... Or like even both mana pre-combat, which isn't necessarily where I want to be if I'm running around with Curious Obsessions and drawing and looking to play something second main as well. So I think just don't be too overly greedy. Just go down and just have as many blue-white lands as possible in the deck. So with the creatures, obviously we've got Slippery Bogle, our 1/1 hexproof for 1 mana. Does have blue in it. You can play it with an island, much to some players' dismay. Can also be a pitch to Force of Negation, which is very nice. We've got our 2 mana Invisible Stalker, which is also blue, 1/1 hexproof, and has unblockable. So that's very nice as well. Also pitchable to Force of Negation. And I'm running 2 Core Spirit Dancer over here. She can come in handy in some matchups, but obviously when we're getting a lot of card draw from Curious Obsession, from Staggering Insight, she does lose a little bit of value. Now, with our auras, we are running the 4 Ethereal Armor, the 4 Hyena Umbra, the 4 Arcane Flight, the 4 Curious Obsession, and the 4 Daybreak Coronets, with 2 Staggering Insights and 1 Griffspin. So the idea is use flying effects like Griffspin and Arcane Flight to attack and land hits on your opponent with your Curious Obsession. Your Curious Obsession will cause a draw trigger, and then you'll bury your opponent in card advantage. So you don't have the super aggressive aura, which is Rancor, but you have pseudo high power because you'll be drawing other auras, putting it down and growing the creature anyway. Alright, other than that, we are running Hyena Umbra for First Strike and Totem Armor. We're running Ethereal Armor for 1/1 First Strike and 1/1 for each enchantment you control and First Strike. And yeah, as most people would know, Daybreak Coronet with 3/3 First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. Staggering Insight with Lifelink, and when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So very nice there as well. So for my interactive package, I guess I'll call it, I'm running actually 8 cards at the moment. So 2 Force of Negation, 2 Stubborn Denial, and 4 Path to Exiles. It would probably just be 4 Force of Negations. If my if I had the tickets to purchase them, but I just don't at the moment. I still need to build up towards them. So, moving on to the sideboard. We have got Leyline of Sanctity in the sideboard as a 4 of. We've got Rest in Peace as a 2 of. Hushbringer as a 2 of. Actually, I'm just going to up Hushbringer to a 3 of. I'm going to remove one Leyline of Sanctity as well. Leyline of Sanctity is great against Thoughtseize decks, but if you've got Force of Negation in your opening hand, it's like a pseudo Leyline anyway. Survives that one turn for you to get your Bogle down and then to start attacking. Obviously, it doesn't work as well if you have Invisible Stalker in hand, but that's just what it is. Didn't see that many discard decks in my previous leagues, so just going to go like that. Now, we do have Lavinia. Lavinia is a really interesting one. So she's sort of like Gaddock Teague, but also not like Gaddock Teague. So legendary creature still, so you can only have one on the battlefield at a time. 2 mana, 2/2. Each opponent cannot cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. So obviously, any lands that tap for 2 mana, it will stop them from tapping for 2 mana. The exception being, if your opponent's like on Eldrazi Tron and they have like Eldrazi Temple, land, and they play an expedition map with 1 land, and then they can cast a Thought-Knot Seer with the other 3. So that's sort of like an exception, but generally speaking, against Tron, like a Khan, an Ulamog, Ugin, cards like that, this is really going to like ruin their day a lot. And whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, counter it. Now that's actually pretty interesting, pretty nice. So Eldrazi Tron, another example, plays Ugin the Inevitable. Can only destroy a mono-colored creature or permanent, sorry. Or is it a colored permanent? Oh, I think it's a colored permanent, never mind. But obviously Ugin, it makes their spells cost 2 less to cast, so they cast their expedition maps for free. They cast their, I guess expedition maps for free, and we stopped that from happening. Or Chalice of the Void, maybe even as well. Another sweet thing about Lavinia is she's quite good into cards like Summoner's Pact. Or like if your opponent's on mill and they try to play a free Archive Trap, she'll stop that as well. So that's all pretty nice stuff. So I've also got the Echoing Truth in there. Echoing Truth and Disenchant do similar sorts of jobs against Ensnaring Bridge decks. They'll deal with that Ensnaring Bridge. Bounce Chalice, that sort of stuff. I did have 2 Disenchants, and I was like, Echoing Truth feels too cute. But I think Echoing Truth might actually be decent, so I want to give it a little more play testing. Hushbringer. So Hushbringer is going to be really good against these Skyclave Apparition decks. Anything with Enter the Battlefield effects will stop them from triggering, and dying effects as well. So it's pretty nice. Top of that, Flying Lifelink and a 1/2 for 2 mana. Kind of a lot of stuff packed into one cup. So Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere for 2 mana, you get your artifact. Makes lands tap for 1 mana instead of more than 1 mana. And every spell a player casts a turn will cost 1 more to cast if it's for each spell after the first one. So everyone's seen that before. And Disdainful Stroke, I thought I'd just put this in here, give it a shot, see what I think of the whole thing. It's not Stubborn Denial, but it might be better than Stubborn Denial in some instances, like countering a Primeval Titan or something. And yeah, obviously still counters Archive Trap against Mill, which is an important one. It could just be worse, and it could be kind of cute. It's mostly in there for the Tron matchups, where maybe I don't have Stubborn Denial online yet, and I want to counter their big thing, and Disdainful Stroke obviously will counter their big thing. Also countering their creatures as well, which Stubborn Denial would not. So that's going to be it, guys. We're going to get into the league now. And it looks like we have found our match 1 opponent. Let's go ahead and get into this match. We lost the dice roll. We are against a Lurrus deck. And the username is Colio Beware. Well, this hand doesn't look very good to me. The nice thing about it is if our opponent's on an Inquisition deck, we can counter Thoughtseize Inquisition and then have like Slippery Bogle resolved, but we have absolutely no action after that, so I don't really like it. So this hand seems a lot better to me. I'm going to keep it. Though we don't have white mana, I think it's worth the keep anyway. Seems like the sort of hand that would probably be more likely to win us a match than the previous one. Alright, turn 1 Hexdrinker. Not punished. Excellent. Oh, never mind. We would have got Thoughtseize bugged anyway. Alright, so Slippery Bogle down. Past our opponent. So at level 3 it gets protection from instants. Obviously that's going to take them a little while to get online. They do have the Thoughtseize for us on turn 2. They do take some damage from the Peatland and the Thoughtseize, so that's an extra 3 damage here. It's going to be an interesting decision on what they take. I'm guessing just Path to Exile. Then they're going to look to make a giant Hexdrinker, but if we draw a mana, Arcane Flight plus Ethereal Armor attack for 4, we're putting our opponent on a very decent clock. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they take. We'll see what happens. Alright, they take the Bogle. Interesting. Does that mean we're potentially facing a Liliana of the Veil? I certainly hope not. Well, we draw a mana. Just get the Hallowed Fountain. I'll play the Arcane Flight. I'll attack my opponent for 2. If they want a Liliana, we can counter it with Stubborn Denial. If they want to level up, we can path the Hexdrinker. So yeah, decent spot here. Alright, so opponent getting in 2 damage before they potentially try to level up. I think that's fine. We'll just take the 2 damage. Alright, an opponent leveling up the Hexdrinker. Alright, so this is sort of interesting. I think, for the most part, Hexdrinker, if it gets to level 8, it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass. That takes a lot of mana, though. My opponent's still a long way away from that. 4/4 is not a big issue. Think I'm just going to eat the Goyf here. We'll let them do their Hexdrinker thing. If they want to sink mana into it, they've got 2 cards left in hand. If they want to sink mana, whatever. Alright, I think I'm going to leave this Windswept and Heath in hand as unknown. No, that's not right. We'll drop it. So we can, worst case scenario, fetch, thin our library, get a basic plains, cycle Waterlog Grove, cast Stubborn Denial. We've got a whole host of things that we can do with it, right? Opponent might even just spend the turn putting Lurrus into hand here. Scourge, well, that's terrifying. That thing is enormous. Alright, let's see if we can draw any aura in our top 2 cards. There's a Curious Obsession. We do have flying. That's going to be enough. Alright, we'll play the Staggering Insight. Alright. Perhaps we got a little bit lucky there. I don't think Force of Negation is going to be great here. I do only have the 3 Line of Sanctity, so maybe some number of Force might be necessary. Echoing Truth seems like it could be quite good tempo-wise. Hushbringer seems pretty awful. Rest in Peace seems reasonable with targets for Tarmogoyf and Lurrus. So, obvious cuts to me seem like Core Spirit Dancer. I think I want my Stubborn Denial and my Force of Negations. Maybe Force of Negations just a little greedy. Maybe it's better than Stubborn Denial. I guess on the draw we could say it's better than Stubborn Denial. Echoing Truth, I suppose, is a little bit of an overboard. And might just look to minus a Hyena Umbra and submit. Yeah, it's sort of thinly spaced out here with a few slots and things. I think we'll be okay though. Opponent is on the play again. Significantly more likely they're going to keep a Thoughtseize hand this time. Obviously, this is kind of good into Thoughtseize. We have 2 creatures, but we don't have any mana. 2 creatures, 2 auras, a Rest in Peace. Oh, we're stacked. Well, 3 creatures, really. 2 1-mana creatures. Opponent has Mulligan to 6. We're going to be doing the same. Alright. I feel like we have to keep this one. Probably bottom the Arcane Flight here. Seems the least necessary. Opponent's Mulligan to 5. Wow. They are going deep right now. So hopefully no turn 1 Thoughtseize, obviously. It would mean that we'd be able to protect our Invisible Stalker from potentially a turn 2 Thoughtseize. So opponents played double Misha's Bobble, land. Are they keeping something with just just Thoughtseize? They know the top card of our library. Alright, they know the next top card of our library, but we're probably going to fetch before that's the thing, right? Alright, they've drawn a card off each of their Misha's Bobbles. Back up to 5 cards in hand. And we're very much looking to draw mana here to cast this Invisible Stalker. If we get Invisible Stalker and like a Staggering Insight down, we should be pretty sweet for the rest of the match after that. And they are in the Think Tank at the moment. Alright, well there's the Thoughtseize, so let's just go ahead and counter that one, shall we? Alright, we'll get our land. Conserve a little bit of life. Hope to draw a land. Alright. No land. We're holding up Path to Exile, which is something. Our opponent is also stuck on 1 land, so the battle of, like, nothing happening at the moment. Sand is so stacked if we're allowed to go off. Hopefully they just Tarmogoyf. They do just Tarmogoyf. Excellent. Alright, well, cashing our path now, but we will be ramping our opponent, which is probably not where we want to be. If they're land screwed, it means there's stuff in their hands, right? Alright. Old turn 3 Bogle with 1 mana. Fear my deck opponent. Rain and 6? Sure, whatever. Alright, and there comes a Scourge. Let's attack our opponent with Curious Obsession. Be attacking them, not the Rain and 6. If my opponent blows me out with Street Wraith here, he can't. He has Lurrus' companion, so he can't Street Wraith. Alright, we are just drawing no mana. Hot damn. Scourge's damage is gonna start doubling every turn. Obviously, we're just away, like a staggering insight away from just killing his Scourge, which would be kind of nice. Yeah, his Force of Negation sucked. Should have let them take the Stalker. If I knew I was going to draw the Bogle, I would have. There's another Tarmogoyf. A Renin, Lurrus into hand. Sure. Playing a Hexdrinker now as well. That's kind of disgusting. Alright, they've done it. They've knocked us to 18. Alright, mana is good. I feel pretty comfortable going in on Staggering Insight here. Attacking my opponent. No matter what, Scourge is going to die. If they block, it dies. If they don't block, it dies. So I'll take it. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, we draw more auras. We have a really good clock. Opponents just fetched down to 6. We can just Ethereal Armor and Griff's Boon and fly over the top and kill them. Or Ethereal Armor and Arcane fly over the top and kill them. Even if they Thought Seize us, we get an Ethereal Armor and we get a flying. It seems really good here. Alright, here comes Lurrus. You know, replay Scourge. Alright, he's getting the Mishra's Bottle. So, now obviously Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay, those are live cards that can get us. Well, they're just punting at the moment. They're just sitting there doing nothing. That's got to be good for us. They know we have auras in hand as well. Or else we would have been playing things. I mean, maybe we just have all creatures and counter magic in hand, but alas, I'd probably force a Mishra's Bobble. No, that's not worth it. Guess I could stop them from drawing one card, and if I have the other force, I could stop the other one. Because it does exile the Mishra's Bobble. Oh, they don't like the card on top of their library, so they're going to be fetching it away. Alright, well, that's a really good draw. So we land screwed for a while. Eventually we got there. I'm going to play double flying effect, so I'm guaranteed to land a hit. And then I'm going to play ethereal armor. Alright, it's just conceded to the Griffspoon. Yeah, sweet. So, match one. Match one is secured here. Let's get on to match two. Well, yeah, obviously we land screwed for a while, but when we did start resolving spells and start drawing land, we committed to the board, and we were fortunate that our opponent had Scourge and not Death Shadow. If it was Death Shadow, we would have been in a lot more trouble. Okay, a take two on match two. Other opponent was a little bit AFK. Decided not to play. We won the die roll. We're up against Pi Gonti. This hand looks like a keep to me. We've got a lot of good stuff in this hand. We're on the play. Turn 1 Bogle. Turn 2, at worst, Curious Obsession. Well, I guess if they take the Curious Obsession, it's an Ethereal Armor. It's still really good, right? Feels excellent. Eventually, we'll get to the stage where we can hold up Stubborn Denial as well. After resolving 2 enchantments, we'll be able to do that. Alright, it is Landless, so let's get this Stubborn Denial online as quickly as possible. I do not want to lose to this stupid deck. Although, I guess we need to get Daybreak Coroner online as quickly as possible. If they're the Charbelcher combo. Well, not the land I was looking for. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe they go for like a Simian Spirit Guide into something now. And I can counter it. Yeah, let's just counter the Metamorphose. Assume that it's going to be good. I'm assuming that this is the creature combo one, not the Goblin Charbelcher one. That's a pretty good one to draw. I just skipped through me playing my land drop for the turn. Alright, so it is Charbelcher combo. That is frustrating. I guess if I just let them have the Metamorphose and then I counter the relevant spell, they might have gone for this last turn. They're just filtering the card they want to the top of their library. Is that what's happening? I don't think they can go off this turn. I could be wrong. Alright, let's just pause while they restack their library. Oh, they win the clash. Alright, never mind. They've... Let's put this on the bottom of our library. Look to draw a blue card, maybe. Alright, well, we might as well hold up Force of Negation. Attack our opponent for 4. Actually, no, if I just played Daybreak Coronet, we had the win. I didn't realize how low my opponent's life was. Alright, mistakes were made. These paths are awful. Oh, and he's making us discard our hand. That can't be good for us. Okay. Hopefully we don't lose from that. It looks like we're losing from that. Ritual. Okay. And there's the Charbelcher. Alright, well, they got us. Force into the bin. I should have won off of casting Daybreak Coronet and attacking. My mistake. Okay, so Disdainful Stroke. Gonna have a lot of play here. Path is gonna do Diddly Squat. Disenchant. Sort of medium. Damping Sphere probably better. This doesn't do anything, does it? I don't think so. It'll slow them down a turn with their Simian Spirit Guide. Okie dokie. I think this is fine. Alright, we'll keep this as the Spirit Dancer hand. Those can be very powerful. We're on the play as well. We have a Disenchant for their stuff. I think it's worth the risk. Even though it's very aura light and everything. Spirit Dance is just really, really good against combo decks. Opponent has mulligan to 5. That's interesting, because, like, obviously, I would make the assumption that the blue Bogles is, or Azura's Bogles is better against combo deck like this, non-creature spell combo deck like this. But by the same instance, what was I trying to say? Don't kill it. By the same instance, like, we had lethal, so, alright, let's fetch this for a plains. Get our Hain Umbra down. Also, I mis-sideboarded. I want the ley lines against the Charbelcher combo deck, because it targets me. Against the creature version of the deck, it doesn't target you. It's not so important. Alright, we attack our opponent for 8. Next turn, we can attack them for 11. Doing rituals, though. 3 rituals. Alright, Valakut Awakening. Why are they floating 2 mana? Are they hoping to draw another ritual into Charbelcher? Or do they already have the other stuff? Alright, well, we got fortunate that game because Core Spirit Dancer, we're on the play. Core Spirit Dancer put them in a very quick clock. I think Damping Sphere and Disenchant are probably just not as good as Leyline. Or at least an opening hand Leyline. Just minus a Griff Spoon as well. And submit that one. Alright. Hey, look, it's got Stubborn Denial, it's got Leyline. Let's find out how good a hand like this is. Opponent's mulligan to 6. We're also 1 aura off of having like a live Stubborn Denial, which is pretty nice. Our opponent has chosen to keep their 6. Visible Stalker, a little bit of a dead draw there. I do think we want to get a Hallowed Fountain here, take the damage. Obviously, we could fetch just a basic there, conserve 2 life. It shouldn't be that important though. All creatures have haste. Thank you, opponent. I think they've sideboarded into the creature combo side of things. Although that... Have they? Let's leave up a Stubborn Denial here in case they go for just like Xaxes into a combo. This is interesting. Manamorphose, we'll let that resolve. Although, oh, that's bad. If they add black there, and I get punished by them adding black, that's really bad for me. Mass Hysteria. What are they doing? Okay, so counter it. Unless they pay 1. Oh, they had the Spirit Guide? Yikes. Okay. Well, they still don't win because they can't target us with damage here. Attack for 7. Put our opponent on 7. 2-turn clock. Really good there. Representing another Stubborn Denial. Alright, we get the win. Obviously, Leyline was the MVP of that match. I will take it, though. I'll definitely take it. I don't think... I think I've beaten that deck once. And lost to it like 4 or 5 times. But yeah, definitely happy to get the win this time. Alright, so match 3. We won the die roll. So on the play. And what does our hand look like? Just wait to see. Oh, opponent is on a Lurrus deck. That's a big scary one. No mana, we have to mull. We'll keep this one. This is pretty nice. Interestingly enough, we do have protection against turn 1 Thoughtseize. Opponent keeping 7. We'll just bottom a Windswept Teeth. Just we lead on Windswept Teeth as well. We potentially take an extra damage, but I might want the double blue here. Razorverge Thicket from my opponent. Noble Hierarch. Is this a Spirits deck we're versing? Or a Humans deck with Lurrus? No, it can't be Humans or Spirits. Oh, it's just Hour of Devastation. Gotcha. Alright, let's put down our unblockable creature because I can't cast Curious Obsession anyway. I don't think holding up Stubborn Denial this turn is going to be that necessary. God, this is... Heliod combo is such a dumb deck. So dumb. There's like a single strategy that I could have deleted from the game. It would be this one. Alright, let's go. Curious Obsession. And just attack for 2. Gain 2. Pseudo hold up stubborn denial. Not super happy about that. Potentially get a second turn to land. Second main land, sorry. Just another Bogle. I don't think I want to tap out here. I think I want to hold it up. Alright. Well, we were rewarded here. So, Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial showing strength over Force of Negation here. Opponent doing that during our turn instead of their own. Alright, they have another one, but at least we delayed them for one turn. That could be very decisive. So Spell Skite now. I mean, good try. It's not going to work against our Daybreak. They're running main deck Spell Skite? Are you kidding me? Go away. Ugh, hate this deck so much. Go on, redirect it. Redirect it. I dare you. They can try to redirect this. They'll take the damage, but it won't be a legal target to redirect. So they just take free damage there. I'm okay with that. I'll take it. That terrible this matchup is, I'll absolutely take it. Don't think our opponent can combo off yet. 4 mana, is it a collected company they're going for? Final Devastation? Sure, whatever. Or Finale of Devastation, sorry. Devoted Druid. So obviously my opponent can redirect this to Spellskite. If they do, I can play Staggering Insight, get an extra draw. Maybe the extra draw helps me find one of my 2 Force of Negations. And I've already got the... Oh wow, he's putting it in the grave. Okay. Really? Seems very odd to me. Alright, let's attack our opponent and gain 5. Another Daybreak will be quite nice for next turn. Opponent is only on 6. 1 more attack and we can kill them. Any activation from Spellskite, obviously, and then 1 more attack and we kill them. Or any Phyrexian activation. If they use Noble Hierarch to play for the Spellskite, that doesn't really count, right? My opponent goes for another Finale of Devastation. I can cycle Waterlog Grove. I can look for a Force of Negation. Man, we are actually in an okay spot here. Somehow. And the fact they're just thinking for a very long time instead of just slamming a we lose combo, that's also very good for us. Not complaining there. Alright, opponent passing priority towards their second main here. They're going for a second main something. I feel like this is something we want to try and counter, so I will cycle the Waterlog Grove. Big yikes. Devoted Druid into hand. Cast Devoted Druid? Well, that's okay. And another path? Oh, well. Yeah, we just got it now. Okay. Whew. I was scared for a moment there. Turns out I was scared over nothing. So they can counter the Arcane Flight with Spellskite, and then we can attack and kill them. Maybe I just play the other Daybreak Coronet and don't show them that. Oh, I guess they use Spellskite's ability to change the target. Sure. Off of the Hierarch. Yeah, sure. Oh, now they can actually... Oh my god. I almost just threw that away so hard. They could have redirected that onto Spellskite. Oh, but then we would have killed them anyway. Alright, sure, wait. Whatever. Ooh, I'm with it, I swear. Alright. So Lavinia sort of did nothing. So even though I hovered it onto the list here, I'm not using it. I think we want pretty much all our Path to Exiles, obviously. I think we want our Counter Magic in Force of Negation and Stubborn Denial. I think adding in the likes of Disdainful Stroke could be very, very handy. We do have Disenchant for Spellskite as well. Could be very relevant. Echoing Truth for Spellskite or Devoted Druid. Taken back a turn. So I think only one Disdainful Stroke because it only hits certain spells. Like Finale of Devastation, like Collected Company. I guess it will hit a creature if they have a creature with converted mana cost of 4 or greater. That could be very handy against a Walking Ballista that they go massive for. Hand looks good. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, this is... very good hand. Opponent has mulligan to 6 cards. Yeah, love to see it. Hopefully no natural Spellskite here. That might be a bit of a tough one for us to beat. Opponent mulliganing to 5. Alright, looks like they've chosen a 5. They are keeping it. And Temple Garden into Mana Dork, I'm certain. Giver of Runes? Ugh. Man, this card is so dumb. I really wish that card didn't exist. It's like very powerful effect for Modern. I'm just going to argue that it's a too powerful effect for Modern. This is followed up by a Spellskite. I don't know how we're going to get out of it. Alright. That's not the end of the world, that one. I should have left the Seachrome Coast in hand. And then, if they choose to chump block... Like, I tap my 1 mana for the Slippery Bogle. If they choose to chump block and give protection as a misplay, I can then second main path the Devoted Druid. They've only got one card left in hand. If instead of it being a okay, it's a Lurrus they're putting into hand now. They can't cast Lurrus this turn. Is that really all they've got? Oh, that's kind of nice as well. Alright, let's start off by attacking for 2. No blocks from my opponent. Alright. So, second main, let's path this Give Reverence. And then we can path the Devoted Druid. And my opponent can have 1,000,000 mana, hardcast a Lurrus. I mean, that's not going to do much when I just get it in response. And then, obviously, it's Lurrus, 1 unknown in hand. So, Devoted Druid would take 2 turns to get online. We can Daybreak Coronet, and we can hold up Force of Negation as well while all this happens. Seems pretty decent to me. Of course, we have ramped our opponent a lot, so something else to consider. Lurrus is fine. Tarmogoyf? This deck plays Tarmogoyf. When did this deck start playing Tarmogoyf? I would love to know. That's not a thing. That's ridiculous. That is baloney. That can't be right. Attack our opponent for 8. Force of... I guess they chump block with Tarmogoyf. If they're smart. Maybe a Hyena Umbra second main. Because they're just going to replay the Tarmogoyf from the grave, right? I kind of want this Arcane Flight on the board. So I can attack in the air. I don't have lethal this turn. It's not the mana type we were looking for. Still going to cast this Arcane Flight. Alright, they're just going to play Veil of Summer to draw a card. Turns out when you're on blue Bogles, you got to play around Veil of Summer now. It doesn't always matter, like when they're just cycling it for a free card here, but that's a scary thing. Razorverge Thicket, well, we've got to have the win now. Go on, concede. Spellscar, that does nothing. Sweet, alright, we get the flying victory. Love it. I can't remember the last time I beat this deck. Sure. No cards in hand. There's no reason to block or to not block, but I'll just block and kill it. Because I have lethal on board anyway. Attack for 10. We got the goods. We have got the goods. Holy moly. 3-0 beating... Heliod combo? I guess... Oh, actually, maybe that wasn't Heliod combo. Maybe that was just a Devoted Druid combo deck, right? So just the infinite mana. Because we didn't see Heliod. We didn't see Spike Feeder. We didn't see Captain Ranger of Eos. So I think it was more likely... Yeah, just the Heliod... Just the Devoted Druid Vizier maximum infinite mana deck. So, oh well. I'm happy to win either way. Okay. We have found our match for opponent now. We lost the die roll this time, up against Belton 3. We've got 2 creatures, 2 mana, and some very nice auras. We're going to keep. Also, amusingly enough, we tied the die roll. What a 4? We tied the die roll 1, 2, 3 times before we got the actual win off of it all. Looks like we're up against Ad Nauseam. Although, when I say we tied the die roll, it said initially he rolled a 4 and we rolled a 6. So I guess it just cut off us rolling a 4, and then we both rolled 6. We both rolled 4. I rolled a 3 and he rolled a 6. Serum Visions. Obviously, we can let that one resolve. So against Ad Nauseam, we're actually in a much better place with blue-white, with counter magic, right? So they topped 1 card, bottomed another. We draw Slippery Bogle. Our best chance of winning this game, especially without counter magic in hand, is Core Spirit Dancer. So I'm going to play Core Spirit Dancer, get that happening. See what our opponent does. Alright, there is the Phyrexian Unlife. I don't have counter magic for it, unfortunately. Just gonna have to let that one happen. Alright, Curious Obsession seems good. We draw the Force of Negation. Alright, let's go. We can attack our opponent for 7 here. Maybe get a land and a Hyena Umbra down next main phase. Alright, no land, so. Force of Negation, hopefully going to prove its worth here. 1 counterspell might be enough. You never know. Opponent without any Lotus Bloom here either, or Pentad Prisms. So they kept a hand with just turn 3 Phyrexian Unlife. Maybe it's telling that they have Thassa's Oracle and Spoils of the Vault. They're looking to do that combo instead. The bottom 2 with that Serum Visions. Here comes Temple of Deceit. They get another Scry. This one is on the top of their library now. Sure, they can have their Pentad Prism. That's not an issue. Alright, we'll attack our opponent for 15, which will put them to 0. Then we just need 1 more attack to get them for lethal here. If our opponent goes for Ad Nauseam, we can just counter it. They do have 2 mana up here. I guess it's for Thassa's Oracle. Force of Negation getting the goods. We have countered Ad Nauseam. Can they win? They'd need... I mean, Angel's Grace doesn't even do it now. Alright, we just get the win. Excellent. Wow. This is not a common feeling against Ad Nauseam. I'll tell you that much. Oh, Hushbringer as well. Going to be really good here. Path pretty bad. So Hushbringer not really good. It's just good against the Spoils of the Vault and Thassa's Oracle side of the combo. Or just them killing us with Thassa's Oracle after an Ad Nauseam. Which, I mean, if we have both, if we can somehow fit in both Leyline of Sanctity and Hushbringer here, that might not be a bad line. Disdainful Stroke will counter Ad Nauseam only, which is sort of not great. What's Lavinia doing for us here? It's good against their packs, and it's good with their mana eggs. So I think Lavinia is a definite inclusion. I think we'll be trimming on some core Spirit Dancers, and I think the combo might be a little bit greedy. I think Disdainful Stroke is probably not too bad. Might just leave the ley lines out, bring in 2 Hushbringers, just in case they have the Spoils combo. This hand is pretty awful. I'm going to throw it. Sound is good. I'm keeping. Bottom Hyena Umbra. I don't think they're going to have Bontus. If they get us with Bontus, they get us with Bontus, yeah. I'll allow it. So, turn 1 Temple. Scrying bottom. Don't think we need to represent Stubborn Denial just yet. I'll just get this into play painful. I guess it doesn't matter. Like, they're never killing us on damage. I guess we should just shock it in anyway. Alright, there's the Pentad Prism. Alright, we miss our land drop. We get a Slippery Bogle. So hopefully we draw land this turn so we can get some card draw happening. I kind of want to be able to attack and hold up Stubborn Denial at the same time. So with that last scry, they put it on the bottom of their library as well, just so we keep track of all of that. Force of Negation is a fantastic draw. While I wait to establish my board, Force of Negation is going to be very good. Alright, we do draw mana. Let's go. Get a Hallowed Fountain, shock it in. We're going to play an Ethereal Armor. That's going to give us 4 power. Ferocity enabled for Stubborn Denial plus a Force of Negation. Good to see mana for next turn as well. Alright, Pentad Prism? Is that all you're doing? Is that all you've got? So this adds 4 power as opposed to the 2 power Staggering Insight would add. We still get to draw 2 cards off of the attack as well. And put our opponent down to 6. Alright, I feel pretty good about this at this point in the game. I don't know why my opponent hasn't pulled the trigger, but I'm pretty happy here. Let's go for the Stubborn Denial here. See if they've got a Pact. Alright, well that resolved. Do we just get to attack and kill you now? Throw down the Staggering Insight in case we need to draw for another Force of Negation here. Or another Stubborn Denial. They could Angel's Grace, obviously. Alright, there is an Angel's Grace. Discard Daybreak Coronet, because why not? Opponent on 1 life. Serum Visions is fine. Still have 1 Force of Negation here as interaction. Sweet, we get the win against Ad Nauseam as well. Holy moly. Well, after the way the weekly matches went with Green-White, this feels like really good. Really, really good. Alright, that's a 4-0. I'm going to be back shortly with match 5. Okay, looks like we've found our match 5 opponent here now. We won the die roll again. For the 3rd or 4th time this league. Doesn't matter, I'm happy to see it. Alright, we'll keep the sound. Up against Fabi 1. Or Fabi 1, I don't know. I don't know, Fabi. Look at this. This is where it's at. This is the Bogles. Of the future. Even when we misplay and drop a game against Landless, we still get there. It's been very convincing league so far as well. We've had 3 2-0s and that 1-2-1 where we dropped a game. Noble Hierarch. Go away. I don't want to verse another one of these stupid decks. We do have 2 pass, so that's kind of nice. Attack with Curious Obsession. Look to get our card draw. No blocks from my opponent. We get our trigger. Gristboon into hand. Alright, we're missing land drops. Very sad. Probably not where we want to be against this deck. Missing land drops and no counter magic in hand. Seems bad to me. Although that does give us an instance of flying, which could come very much in handy. Got the Devoted Druid. Is that what's happening here, opponent? A Skyclave? Oh, no. That's even more disgusting. Get out of here, you. You kidding me? What a damn joke. What a damn joke. I hate this card. This card is so busted. So ridiculously busted. Alright, let's play a Hyena Umbra and attack for 2. Winning the race. I don't know who thought giving an illusion token was fair, but apparently that's the text. So it's what we're going to have to work with and try to beat. We do have 3 Hushbringers in the sideboard, which will help with it. Not really sure what my opponent's playing around here. Maybe they just got another Skyclave. Yep, they do. Alright, well that's pretty disgusting. Consider us very much out-tempoed here. That one's in tapped at least. It just looks like green-white creatures. Attack for 3. Feels so bad, man. I have to attack. If they have a 3rd Skyclave, I'm just in, like, so much trouble. Imagine you dropping your life total to 8, and then your Death Shadow gets taken by this creature, and you get an illusion in return after you kill it. This is so dumb. And it beats Stubborn Denial as well. It's so powerful. It's ridiculous. I sort of smell a Collected Company now. Finally, we draw mana. So, because I smell Collected Company, I guess we do Ethereal Armor. Maybe Griffspoon's better. Alright, there's the Collected Company. I guess they're looking for a Spell Queller as well. Stoneforge Mystic. Giver of Runes? Oh my god, this is disgusting. See what they get. I guess it's going to be Batterskull. It might be Sword of Fire and Ice. Those are about the only swords that get play. It is a Batterskull. Attack, see what our opponent does. Pass to our opponent. We might be able to get there, honestly. This path probably has to deal with Giver of Runes, and then our next will have to deal with the Germ Token during an attack. Oh, this feels awful. I sort of need a Daybreak Coronet. Nothing else is really going to do it. Actually, maybe I just cast the Griffspoon there as well. Let's go for Path. Let's see what he does with his Giver of Runes. I guess he's probably going to just use it. Which means we can get something next turn. I guess this is just... No, this just isn't efficient. I should just be killing the Giver of Runes end step. There's no way that this is ever advantageous to us, doing it this way. This is bad. They've actually let that resolve. Well, I really fear for my future now. How bad does this feel? Our Curious Obsession is an illusion. How powerful is this? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Also, like, we have to be scared of Spell Queller here too. Deputy? Flippin' heck. Opponent has 5 toughness. If he looks to block post first strike damage. Yeah, I think I'm okay to play Curious Obsession and attack. I kind of need the card draw off the Curious Obsession, I'm not going to lie. Like, I need help here. I don't have enough resources at the moment. Opponent's got 5 power. Let's just go for flying as well. We're attacking the air for 4. We'll put our opponent to 5. 1 attack off killing them at that point. We get a card. A mana would be nice. Okay. Okay. Opponent only has 5 damage. Think we just give it to them. Oh wait, they're putting in Batterskull now. Okay, we're in trouble. So Daybreak Coronet, we can fly through in the air and obviously gain more damage than they're dealing. So they've got 9 on board at the moment. Forgot about the Stoneforge activation then. I don't think it changed my line, but I did forget about it. Alright, well, they're gaining the damage we dealt back and then some. Yes, we could chump block with the illusion token. That's probably correct. Chump block the germ. We could potentially path arrow an illusion to stop them from gaining life as well. Wow. If they don't have anything, we can get the win here. That's a really good top deck. It's not Daybreak Coronet, but it is really good here. Four power, attack for 8. So Curious Obsession is attack for 10. They actually just, like, paused and stopped and upset at the moment. Like, what? If they've got a Spell Queller, they just jam it, right? They've got a Collected Company, they just jam it looking for Spell Queller. Why did you need to think? Ugh. Alright, well, we lose that one because Skyclave is ridiculously powerful. That's all that comes down to. So it's like 3 mana good stuff with some Collected Companies. I think Stubborn Denial is probably better than Force of Negation. Hushbringer, obviously excellent and needs to come in here. Does this do anything? I don't think so. Is Collected Company cast or put them onto the battlefield? I think it's put them onto the battlefield. This is only if they cast a spell. Let me check the wording. Yeah, it's just put them onto the battlefield. So obviously that's not very handy at all. Echoing Truth might be okay. We could potentially have Disenchant or Force of Negation for Ether Vial, which could give us some tempo. Hushbringer seems like an efficiency swap for Core Spirit Dancer, excuse me. I think maybe Force of Negation might have more merit on the play. I might leave it in the sideboard here for now and run this list. It seems pretty solid. No cost Spirit Dancer for a draw engine, but that's fine. Alright, I'll keep this. Wait a minute. Maybe I won't. We don't have any aura to enable Invisible Stalker. Our best play is turn to Invisible Stalker, at which point they're already at 3 mana. I think we need to throw this. Or this would be like much better keep if we had a creature, but we don't. Like, I'd value these auras over the Path and the Stubborn Denial. Like, Stubborn Denial might be nice, but the Path can just blank. Because all this stuff that they're doing would be so much less broken if they didn't have Giver of Runes. Giver of Runes is so powerful, man. So powerful. We can't even, we can't even, like, play Gut Shot to kill it. Like, at least with Mother of Runes, we can Gut Shot it when it's cast, or we can Gut Shot, like, their Noble Hierarch, their Birds of Paradise, but, like, Giver of Runes is just, you put it down there, and if it doesn't get Fatal pushed, it's gonna become a big problem, right? Alright, opponents, looks like they're AFK or something. Alright, so opponent apparently had to go to the door, so throwing this one down to 5. I mean, it's a much better 5. It's got a Hushbringer. We really need to see mana on the top card of our library, though. We'd also need to throw 2 cards. So it would probably be Path to Exile and Hyena Umbra. Or Path to Exile and Arcane Flight. Probably the Hyena Umbra. It's like very high reward, but we've got literally no interaction. I don't think we're winning off 4. I think we keep. I don't like it, but I think we have to. Actually, we'll go Path and Arcane Flight, because if we draw, like, white mana, maybe it doesn't matter. If we draw, like, exactly basic planes, we're gonna want the Hyena Umbra there. Ooh. Never mind. My opponents want to play a different game. Alright, so we're shocking in our Hallowed Fountain here. We're playing a Hushbringer, which hopefully shuts down their entire deck. Hopefully it doesn't get pathed. Really powerful against what they do. I sort of smell a Spell Queller here. I don't know about you. Spell Queller would be like the thing that could make things go wrong the most, right? Guys to Saint Traft, well, that's fine. Alright, let's attack for 3, draw a card. Yeah, suppose we cast it now. Maybe instead of casting both Hyena Umbras, I just cast the Daybreak Coronet and I get my Hushbringer out the way of Dismember, which could be a relevant thing. I think most situations we're in a good spot to win this game at the moment, but something to consider. And also, like, while they can't do a Spell Queller as well, it's probably good to just resolve the Daybreak. Well, Teferi bounce Hushbringer? Are you kidding me? What is this rubbish they're playing? Oh, this is so annoying. Well, that's a really good way to punish us for playing that Hyena Umbra second main. Just goes to the graveyard for free. Yeah. There you go. Get hit for 7. They still get the Exalted trigger from the Noble Hierarch. That's some pretty fancy tech. I mean, Teferi's just dumb, right? Like, who wants this card in Modern still? What a stupid thing. Awesome. Awesome. They got something that can tap my creature down indefinitely? Oh my god, I'm looking forward to that. Is anyone else looking forward to that? What? How is this Modern playable? What is this shit? It gets me so bad though. Oh my god, that is scary. So, now they're attacking me for lethal? Oh wait, no, it's not quite lethal. I can block. That might actually be a legitimate line right now. I mean, I can't path Geist of Saint Traft. What's the chance of our opponent not activating Giant Killer? Pretty low. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we get there. I really don't. I really don't. That Teferi was like so brokenly good. Ugh. They don't even have any ETB creatures this game. This feels so bad. I mean, it's like a completely different deck here. What do I even do? Represent Path to Exile? Are they actually letting me attack? Well, it doesn't do anything, right? Alright, whatever. We lose that because I'm a dope. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, if we versed what they did in the first match, we probably would have got there. But instead we just got Teferi'd, so, like, that's pretty feels bad. I might have been able to play around it, like, a little bit, but then, like, that, was it Giant Killer or whatever that card was at the end, was just, like, really good and gonna get me regardless. Okay, so lists felt really nice and really clean. Sideboard maybe could do with a little bit more tuning. Obviously, we performed very, very well. Yeah, I feel like maybe Disdainful Strokes just like a little bit too greedy. Maybe we want something else instead. I think we do want some sort of extra counter magic in the sideboard, whether it's this. Could be like Ceremonious Rejection as well. That could be good. Hushbringer was like sort of fine there up until it got Teferi'd, so you know, not much I could do about that. They could also bounce a Torpor Orb with Teferi as well, so just keep that in mind as well if you're making a decision between the two. Yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I really like the list. I might think about changing the sideboard a little bit here. But yeah, that was awesome. Felt really clean. Great to get the 4-1. Really good response to that weekly result on green-white. Very pleased, very pleased. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down below. If you're new, subscribe for daily Bogles content. Ring that bell for notifications every time a new video goes live. Thanks once more. See you next time.